This is T.Y. Jackson.
United States Women's Champion Chelsea Green.
How you doing, people?
And I love pro wrestling.
I love pro wrestling.
Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon. Good evening. Welcome to the Brunch Gimmick. I am Lawrence Kurtze. We are live. Another big week in wrestling, as yesterday was AEW Wrestle Dream.
Hi, I'm Maxine Dupree.
And I'm Otis.
Hi, I'm the Sweetest Pete, Christara.
Mars, the specialist.
And I love wrestling.
And I love pro wrestling.
And we
love wrestling.
Bottoms up, brains on. Welcome to Quizplex here on Love Wrestling, your pro wrestling trivia charity show. My name is Zach Ralph. I will be your host.
This is God's gift to wrestling, Michael Richard Blaze.
We are the Usos.
This is Rachel Ellering.
And we love wrestling.
And I love pro wrestling.
And I love pro wrestling.
Hello, Love Wrestling. It is Thursday night. It is 8 p.m. And you all know what that means.
Well, you better know by now. It's episode 235 of this thing.
I guarantee you there's like an 85% chance that's not an accurate number.
Hi, this is Shaz McKenzie.
This is Big Bad Boris.
This is the Rhinestone Cowboy, Stephen Crow.
And I love pro wrestling.
And I love pro wrestling.
And I love wrestling.
If you're here, thanks for being here. It's for Exposure, Love Wrestling's Independent Weekend podcast, where we break down all the best happenings on the world of the independent wrestling side.
I'm Penta. I'm wrestling. And what?
Liza Hall.
I'm the alternative Anthony Green.
And I love pro wrestling.
And I love wrestling.
And I love wrestling. I love wrestling. And you know what? Pentacero.
That's called scanning, kids. It is 8 o'clock p.m. Mountain Standard Time. It is time for a excitingly fun, I hope, episode of Saturday Night Love. My name is Big Bad Boris.
I'm Big Ben Ortmans.
Hi, this is Smiley Patty Ray.
I'm Sky.
And I love wrestling.
And I love wrestling.
And I love pro wrestling.
Of course.
Hello, Love Wrestling. It's Thursday night. It's 8 p.m. And you know what that means. It's another new episode of Between Two Beards.
Can we start off with the biggest news of the week? The Rats lost!
If you got the budget, I've got the time.
There he is.
Hey, boss!
Good boss.
Hey! The man with the finest beard on this screen. Canadians and boys, shut the hell up. Let me talk.
You see, the Rads are resourceful. When I got beef with somebody, I can find a way to talk to them.
Hello, Love Wrestling. It is Thursday night. It is 8 p.m. And you all know what that means.
That we're just two Boston guys here to talk Boston sports. I'm ready to talk about Gerald Green and how he's going to fit into the Celtics offense. Yeah, Jerome Moiso and J.D. Sullinger, that stud. I can't wait to see what he brings to the Celtics rotation. What do you say, JPJ? What about Noma?
What about Noma? Please.
Yeah.
I haven't thought about Noma. I haven't thought about Noma in a decade. Is that because you bought that nifty Celtics hat that you
did?
You bought that nifty Celtics hat.
That I'm actually pretty upset that I bought. But why don't you tell the people what we're doing here, and then I'll tell you why I'm upset that I bought this hat.
Yeah. It is Between Two Beards. We have a big show tonight. We're talking some AEW Revolution, and we have our friend Phil Lindsey joining us for that. We will be bringing him on momentarily. Yeah. But yes, tell the people. Are you trying to suck up to me? Is that what you're trying to
No, I have nothing against Boston anything really. So the rule of thumb when I buy hats is I'm not spending full price, right? Like I'm not spending $55 on a hat. That's just absurdity to me.
Yeah.
So it has to be on a deal. It's got to be cheap. It's got to be like $15 is like the sweet spot. Anything under that, it's gravy, right? So this one, I saw it on Monday or Tuesday. Whenever I messaged you about it, I was like, "Oh yeah, score!" It was like $12.99. I was like, "Hell yeah, that's in the sweet spot. I'll get it." It's a Celtics night. It's got the championship logo on it. Cool. I'm sitting at home yesterday. Under the weather, stayed home from work, so I'm scrolling lids.com. They got it listed at $5.99.
Damn.
Right. I would have just bought it yesterday. Wouldn't have had it for today, so I guess it worked out. But yeah, I would have just bought it for $6 instead of 12. But hey, I digress. Ryan Sullivan says I should burn it. He didn't say that when I wore the Sixers.
He's a sad Sixers fan.
But we got Fernando in the chat. Scott's in the chat. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Share this out to all your friends. Help us keep the lights on. If you want to leave a super chat, we'll definitely read your question or statement on the air. How's JPJ doing? I know you're geared up for a big, busy weekend. I don't think you're going to sleep for the next 84 hours.
Yeah. You know, I have a video game that I like is coming out tonight that I'm very excited for, so we'll be cramming it in the next few days. But we're good, man.
Rugrats video game?
Yeah.
That game was dope.
It was. We're good. We're good. I'm excited. I'm excited for Revolution.
Yeah.
It's baseball season. I'm getting in the mood. The Celtics are, I'm feeling good about them. Big week for them, but we usually talk ball with. So why don't we?
You will after I say Mrs. Plugos in the chat. The love of my life, out my. How you doing, sweetheart? You're so pretty. Just so you know. But yes, we usually talk basketball with this gentleman. We talk wrestling with this gentleman. He's one of our good friends, one of the best in the game, one of the best in the business, the one, the only. Phil Lindsey's in the house. Let's bring him in. What's up, Phil?
What's going on?
How we doing?
Thanks for having me, as always.
Yeah, thank you for coming on, as always.
You didn't get the Boston Sports Talk memo.
No,
You're supposed to come.
No,
Celtic dub.
That's not happening. That's not happening. Come on, that's fine. That's fine.
Nah.
It's fine.
Poor Phil has nothing but Rob Dillingham highlights to get him through the night right now. It's tough, man.
Yeah, started the year pretty good in basketball, and then kind of jumped off a cliff. And I was just like, this organization, just sell the team, right? What's going on?
Yeah. The league is a lot better when the Bulls are an important. They're good. They're part of the. You got great fans over there. Like the league is just better when the Bulls are good. I don't know. Obviously, you being there every day has to be super frustrating. But I don't know what's going on and what has been going on there. So
yeah, season started good, but then started trading players away, and then none of these trades really amounted to anything. And our GM is trying to tell us we're not tanking. Oh, well, we're just trading all of our valuable assets. And for some reason, Patrick Williams is still on his team. I just don't.
Nobody wanted it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is 12 guards not enough? Do you need 13? What's going on there?
Yeah. It's bad.
I just don't re-sign the guy if nobody else wants him. I don't know.
Yeah.
Why did you sign him in the first place if you knew this guy had absolutely no trade value? Mm-hmm. I just don't understand. Never liked this draft pick to begin with. But don't get me started on Patrick Williams rant.
I won't. We won't.
We will. We can.
Yeah, I know. But Fluggo's wearing the Celtics hat. Listen.
I thought I'd show you some love today.
This was a big week on the calendar because we had the Spurs the other night. We're playing the Thunder tonight. These are, big time matchups. But Jaylen Brown missed the majority of the Spurs game because he got tossed, and that was a close game that the Spurs ended up winning. And tonight, Jason Tatum's out because they're letting him rest because obviously he just came back, so it's like a rest game for him. So it's like we have these big matchups, but we're not going to be at full strength. But listen. No other team in the league got a All-NBA guy back, a month before the season ended. So we got to see how he looks good. He's not playing a ton, but he looks good. So nobody really scares me in the East. Detroit is really good, but
I don't know.
You're not scared of Bam Adebayo putting 83 points?
I mean, that
up on
was
the Celtics?
something. What'd we think of that, Phil? 83 points.
Hey man, shout out to Bam. Shout
Yeah.
out to Asia Wilson. Seemed like a good moment for him, but
Yeah.
there was some unethical things happening in that game, and I was just like, I don't want to be one of those guys that hates on it. I'm not one of these like crazed Kobe stands that's like, I don't respect this 83 points. 83 points is still 83 points.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just tells you how different basketball is now. When you look at
Yeah.
how he got the 83 points, totally different game.
Absolutely.
Just
Absolutely.
I like to look at it from not looking at the stat line. I just like to go 83 points. That's dope. I would love to do that. Not then you dive into it, then you're like it's a little murky, and you're
Are you
just like,
sure? Yeah. Did he shoot 47 free throws?
Good for him. Good for him.
It was like 40 free throws. I think he hit 36, but I mean,
Yeah.
he hit 36 free throws.
I mean, yeah, it's impressive.
Yeah. Hey, you gotta, that's a record. I think if I saw that right. Oh,
Yeah.
look at this. We got William Taylor in the house saying hi to you, and he hates Pluggo.
Yeah. I mean, listen.
Well, William Taylor, I'm not too fond of you either, bud. But that's okay.
Yeah.
I'll take the high road tonight.
It's true.
We have modern dancing weirdo saying what 10 to 12 point guards and shooting guards ain't enough, and then Sullivan's talking trash. Fernando's talking trash about the Celtics. We've started a riot in the chat.
Listen, I'm not going to hear anybody tell me anything about the Knicks. I don't care about the Knicks. The Knicks are not serious. They have never been serious. You won a second-round playoff matchup last year.
NBA Cup?
Congratulations. Yeah.
NBA Cup winners? Come on.
go
Hey,
storm
come on.
the
That's
streets.
important.
Go storm the streets. You won the second-round matchup last year. No, you're not serious.
Bro.
You're not serious.
I still think that is one of the most baffling all-time collapses I've ever seen in the playoffs. To beat the Celtics and then Halliburton just comes and just completely eats their lunch.
Yep.
It's craziest thing I've ever seen.
Yep.
I mean, that's no knock to Halliburton because he was playing great basketball last year. But wow, what a collapse for the New York Knicks. I do not believe that team. By the way, I just don't believe them. I want to, but I just can't, man. I just don't.
And I like Brunson. Brunson's a dog. I like Brunson. I like he's a winner. I like him. He's clutch. But no, that team is not for real. That team is not for real to me. They're not. And it is what it is.
If I'm the Knicks, I go, this is the year to do it. If we're going to do it, we need to do it this year. Because the East is down a little bit, let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And then next year when Halliburton comes back and some of these, it's going to get a little tougher for them. So they got to do it now. But I don't think they will.
I thought that initially when the season started because, I mean, Detroit looks really good.
Yes.
But this kind of felt like the Knicks year to start the year, and then you saw how Boston improved. Jalen has been playing really good, MVP caliber year for him. I don't know. I just, then you see how Towns plays. Towns looks like the guy sometimes, and then he just kind of looks like he's just there sometimes. Very hard guy to read. So I don't know. I still don't believe the Cleveland Cavaliers as well. When Harden got there and they went on that streak of games, I'm like, nope, I've seen this before.
Don't believe it.
I've seen you do this before, Harden. Regular season Harden is a lie. It is a lie.
Honeymoon Harden is the best, too.
Yeah.
It's a lie.
First couple weeks of his new team, he's always just the best. And then all of a sudden, it slowly becomes James Harden.
I thought the same exact thing. They started winning games, and you would hear people going, oh, and I was like, once the playoffs start, that is not the James Harden we are watching. That is not who that's going to be.
Not the same
We've
guy.
seen it half a dozen times. At some point, it's just who he is.
Broke my heart in Houston.
It just is what it is. It is what, and the Pistons are good, but the Pistons are young, and we've seen young teams once they get into the playoffs, they kind of falter. Some of them, not all, but some. The East is pretty wide open to me, which is why, I did not expect it. I thought the Celtics were going to be 6-7 seed this year, kind of playoff team, but not. But obviously, Jalen elevated his game to he's in the top 3 MVP discussion, and the players around him, even though they've made moves, have been good. At one point, Jordan Walsh is carrying the team for 5 games, and then he got hurt unfortunately, but we got Vuvi from you. That was a good deal. I like that deal. Keita has turned into a serviceable player. He had the game of his life and won us a game a week, and these guys, I believe in Pritchard. Derek White is great. Brown. Now we have Tatum back until he kind of gets into shape, like full game shape. But
yeah, great pickup getting Vooch for you, for you guys.
I was happy about that deal.
What a run here in Chicago. Affectionately dubbed Voochie Mane for some of his fourth quarter shots, but I just can't have fun as a fan of Chicago sports. I had a lot of fun watching this guy, and then they traded him, and then we didn't even get anything for him. I was just like, I guess I don't know.
Yeah,
what are we doing?
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. What do we think? We're about what is it? It's middle of March. We're about a month away from the playoffs, end of season, maybe a little like right now. I mean, what was it Spurs, Wemby, or we think Thunder again? Like where I feel like the league, those are clearly to me, those are in Denver. I would throw in that mix too, as probably the three teams I look at. But like, I feel like the whole league is kind of wide open this year, a smidge. Because we saw the Thunder were 24-1, and it was like, okay, well, they're just going to walk to a repeat. But now they're kind of they haven't separated themselves, I'd say. So I do feel like the league itself is kind of wide open.
I still feel like the West is OKC's to win. Spurs still look good. Spurs rebuild was perfect. Like, got the right amount of young guys. Got De'Aaron Fox over there. They've got a great nucleus. And Wemby is a competitor, man. I think that's the big difference in those games against OKC. He showed up as a gamer. He's trying to win. He's not just trying to show up and put up empty stats. He's trying to win. So, yeah, I don't know. Spurs are going to be in the mix. I'm just not so sure that in a 7-game series, anybody's beating OKC yet.
That's fair.
So they're so deep. It's it.
Yeah,
but Shea's been hurt too. So if
Shea's been banged up.
If he can get healthy and right, it's tough to beat him.
Yeah, I agree.
My poor Rockets, they suck again.
What made you want to be a Rockets fan? Where'd that come from?
When I grew up, when I was younger, this is how it went down. I'm from South Bend, so I'm close to Chicago. So I know all about the Jordan Bulls and all this stuff.
So you're trying to be a contrarian.
You're not a Pacers fan then.
No, I don't know what. So I don't know how it exactly went down, but my recollection is I don't know. NBA on NBC used to be a big deal. It used to be on all the time back in the day before this whole new swing. And I just remember watching a Rockets game, and I just was like, I kind of like this team. I kind of like Hakeem. Hakeem Olajuwon was my favorite player of all time, and I just didn't want to be a Bulls fan because everyone was a Bulls fan. It wasn't that I hated the Bulls. It was just that's easy. And I was like, I like these guys over here, and it just kind of stuck. And
that is so funny hearing anybody say it's easy to be a Bulls fan. It hasn't been easy to be a Bulls fan at multiple times in my life.
When I was a young man in the game in the '90s, it was not hard to be a Bulls fan in the early '90s.
Well, the Rockets had when Jordan went away. The Rockets they won. They won the back-to-back.
But the problem with the back-to-back is everybody says it's because Jordan wasn't there. But
it's true.
And I don't know. I actually don't know why I didn't gravitate to the Pacers because I liked Reggie Miller. I liked those
because you have dignity. Indiana Pacers fan.
So I ended up out in Houston, and I just rode that. I rode that forever. I mean, I just was like Rockets for my team. Olajuwon was my guy. You know, when we got Pippen and Barkley, Clyde Drexler, Robert Horry.
Robert Horry, Robert Horry.
I had a squad, and then we ended up with some really rough years, and then we ended up. I got the T-Mac
Tracy
years,
McGrady,
Yao Ming. I had some players, and
Steve Francis.
Steve Francis is really good. Yeah.
I thought Steve Francis was. I mean, he was a head case, but he was much better than I think people gave him credit.
I think he was. I was just going to say, I think he was a tad underrated.
But he was.
He's a great player.
Yeah. So Houston's been my team, and then we're now sitting there going, oh man, we have this really good team on paper, but they just.
Listen.
I got to deal with Kevin Durant, his burner
account. It didn't end well here for the fella, even though he brought us to the championship in his first year. But you got a great coach. He's a great coach. Yeah. He had to leave for obvious reasons, but I was very upset about that because I was like, this guy is going to be the next coach here for 15 years. And he brought us to the championship with the first time, which we blew it to Golden State. But he brought us there in his first year. I was like, oh man, this guy, we're going to win championships with this guy. And then, well, I don't know. Is it the Durant thing? I haven't been paying attention to Rockets basketball.
We don't really have a true point guard, and we don't have anybody outside of Kevin that you can just count on to like take over. So that becomes a bit of a problem. But we could hang, but we're just and then he's too up in his feels, on his
the funny thing about the burner thing is when you go and look at some of the things he was saying on his burner account about the team, he was right. He was right about a lot of things.
He's not wrong.
He was right about his teammates. He just shouldn't be the guy saying it.
Yeah. Even Jabari Smith was like, he's not wrong.
Yeah, I mean,
I wish you wouldn't have said it about me, but it's true. It's true.
You guys leveraged some things kind of quickly too. Got out of the Jalen Green experiment pretty quickly. I don't know about Van Fleet as your starting point guard. I don't know.
They could get off of him. I think they would, but he's injured, so nobody really wants him.
Yeah, he's injured, and then you've got a guy now that's not really a true point guard. Like, the defense isn't great. Moving on from Dylan Brooks so quickly has kind of harmed their defense, which I kind of suspected was going to happen. For all the flack that Dylan Brooks has gotten, he is a good defender, and he does add something to that side of the ball when he's on the team. It's just that you got to put up with everything else that comes with him.
That's I didn't want him when we got him, but I understand why now that he's not there, why we needed him. Auntie Collins is in the house saying, oh my God, where is Mrs. Pluggo? Auntie, she is upstairs building a cat bed.
Oh, nice.
Cats. No, it's...
they're never going to sleep in that thing.
Oh, no, they're... So here's how this... We upgraded the boys' beds. So they were to bigger beds because they're getting bigger. And we left one of the mattresses because the weather's been kind of crappy, just kind of like hanging out in the living room. The cat's been living all over.
Okay.
They've just been hanging until we could take it out. And then she goes, well, why don't we just keep it? And I'm going to turn it into a... I'm like, you do whatever you got to do, honey. Happy life. So the cats are upstairs living their best life.
All right. Well, speaking of best lives, Sunday night, AEW has given us quite the show again for Revolution. I feel like, obviously Double or Nothing and All In are considered, to me at least, the two biggest shows of the year for AEW. But I feel like Revolution is like almost yearly at this point considered in the discussion for like show of the year for AEW the last like 3 years. This is sizing up to be that same caliber of show with this card.
This one also has like more time to build it up because they do the World's End, and then this is the first pay-per-view of the year, right? They didn't do anything. So I think it's partially the anticipation that they got it nailed there. We're like, all right, let's go. Because we know how good their pay-per-views can be.
Absolutely. So we have 13 matches total. We have 2 13. 2 on the pre-show, though. We have on the pre-show, we'll have a singles match for the AEW TBS Championship. It will be Willow Nightingale going one-on-one with Lena Cross. We'll see these two in action on the main card as well. That we'll talk about a little later. But we do have this happening on the pre-show between Willow defending the TBS Championship against Lena Cross. I think this will obviously tie into the match that happens later that these two are in. I think this will be good. I don't know much about Lena Cross besides the small snippets I've seen in AEW so far. But I expect this to be good. I love Willow. I expect this to be a Willow Nightingale retain, Phil. And then, we'll talk about the other match later. But I expect Willow to keep the TBS Championship here.
Yeah, I think this is a good position to put Willow in out of all of the double champions in the history of this company. For her to come into a pay-per-view and do double duty, I think that adds something to her appeal. I do think she's going to retain here. I think that's going to play into the outcome of the other title defense later in the night, but I do think she's going to retain.
Pluggo.
Yeah, I don't think there's much more to add to that. Like, I think that's the idea. She's going to retain. It's going to be a match where she's going to have to put forth a ton of effort. They're going to make Lena Cross look like $1 million. Willow's going to come into that that match later on, not at 100%, and I think that tells that story there. But yeah, I don't think there's much. I don't think if Willow's losing that TBS championship, it's not going to be on a 0-hour pre-show.
No.
Yeah, agreed.
They ain't gonna do that to her.
No. And then the only other match we have so far booked on the pre-show is we have a 21-man blackjack battle royal for the AEW National Championship. We only right now know that Ricochet and Tommaso Ciampa are in this, and then there are going to be obviously 19 other individuals. I know Big Boom AJ said that he's fighting on this. I don't know if he'll be a part of this or he'll be doing his own thing. That's usually on the pre-show too.
Maybe the Rizzler's going to be there.
But he could be in this maybe, and that could, whatever. Obviously we don't know a ton of the people that are going to be in it. But
what is a blackjack battle?
I think it's the one where they do this. It's different from the casino, or are they going to do it?
Yeah.
Is it the one where there's like the Joker, or because that's the casino one, right?
Yeah.
Is this not the same blackjack battle? I don't know how it's going to go, but
you can see we did a ton of research for today's show, so we are on top of it here.
Yeah, it's not the same as the casino battle royal. If I remember correctly.
I don't exactly understand what makes it different, but I would be shocked if. I guess I wouldn't be shocked because the odds are stacked against it, but I think Ricochet wins this thing.
Do you? I think Jack Perry's going to win this thing.
I definitely think Jack's in the match.
Yeah, I would imagine that. I don't know who's in the match, so I can't really.
That's the hard part about talking about it that deeply, right? But I think Jack. I think Jungle Man, Jack Perry's going to win it, and then Ricochet is going to be chasing back after it, keeping that feud kind of going a little bit.
Yes. Yeah, I think Jack's going to be in the mix. I'm not sure if Jack's going to win. Very curious to see who else is going to be here. The fact that we only have one announcement tells me we're probably going to get like some surprise entrant. Maybe we see Shelton Benjamin. Haven't seen him in a minute.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Bobby Lashley has said that he is ready to come back. Maybe this is how you bring the Hurt Syndicate back in this battle royal. I don't know.
Dumb question. Are they doing a collision on Saturday? I know the show's on Sunday.
Yes, they are. They are.
But maybe we'll get a few more announcements there because, it's tough to analyze something where you only get a couple of participants. But I've been liking Ricochet.
Oh, of course,
I've been liking what he's been doing as national champ. So I'm kind of cool with it.
Yeah. I don't know if he's cleared or not, or if everything's good, but maybe a returning Jay White.
I was gonna say that's a great. Any surprises you think are popping in this thing? Scott says Ricochet will retain unless a surprise entrant.
Yeah.
Jay White.
Yeah, I don't know how close Jay White is.
That's the thing. I don't know where he's at.
This is out in LA, right? There's possibilities. There's possibilities.
Yeah. Why not?
What's former Clippers legend Baron Davis up to? Maybe he could be in this thing.
Baron Davis.
I came across the Baron Davis Warriors hoodie the other day, and I was this close to buying it.
He was a good player out there. I will always remember. I
went, what? I don't know if I need that. I got to draw the line somewhere.
Yeah, he was a great player. All right, so now we move over to the main card, and we'll just dive in because we talked about, obviously, the TBS Championship match. We have the Babes of Wrath, Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron, defending the AEW Women's World Tag Team Championships against Megan Bayne and Lena Cross. Phil, you said that you think what happens on the pre-show will lean into what happens here. I think we're going to be aligned here as well, but what do you think is going to happen in this tag match for the women's tag titles?
It depends on the order of these matches. Wouldn't be surprised if the women's match is the last match on the 0 hour and Willow winning spills into the opening match. And that's how we get Lena and Megan coming in with an advantage. I think when you look at Megan Bayne and you look at all the stuff she's been doing outside of AEW, just had that match on CMLL. She's been killing it in Stardom. It's pretty clear they've got to do something with her. Like I've been saying for the longest, either you're going to put her back in the world title scene or you've got to put the tag belts on her. Her and Penelope were my pick to win the tournament until Penelope got hurt. And then they had the title defense a few weeks ago, and Penelope got injured again. It just kind of feels like, yeah, it's kind of now or never, and you see just like how imposing her and Lena look together on Collision. It's kind of now or never. If you're not putting the belts on them on Sunday, I feel like you've got to move on and make Megan a singles wrestler again.
Yeah. Plug on. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I don't disagree with you there. Plus, it's already, like you said, it's built in. Willow's going to fight earlier in the night. I think Lena Cross give her everything she's got. Can Harley Cameron overcome that? Like, that's going to be the story. Like, you'll have the Harley Cameron hope spots, and then Harley just, oh, I couldn't get it. I'm really sorry. She's going to be very apologetic to Willow. I couldn't get it done. We lost our belts. I think, yeah, like you said, I think we've been saying it. I think everybody that has watched AEW is going, it's Megan Bayne is like undeniable at this point. I mean, we were champion when she first joined the company. She looked so good in that early stretch that she should have won her first title real early. But yeah, I think you got to go for it. Why not? And if, like you said, if there is, I'm picking Megan and Lena to win here. Mm-hmm. If for whatever reason they lose, I would like to see Megan Bayne just I don't know how you do it, but maybe just she gets pissed at Lena and she just goes on her own, and it just goes on this rampage, and we do something with her, because you're right, she's undeniable at this point.
Yeah, I harken back to the 4-way that they had on Dynamite like a month ago or so, and Megan Bayne was. All 4 of the ladies were great in that match, but Megan Bayne was the standout in that match. And it was apparent in the arena from the crowd reactions, and it was apparent on the TV screen. It was like, you need to belt this woman up. She is just on just incredible. And I think, like you said, if you're not going to have her be in the world championship picture, this is a good spot for her to kind of be at for a little bit, is with the tag titles and having good matches and good feuds and establishing Lena over here as well. And then eventually she can kind of make her way up the singles ranks, because she is world title caliber for sure.
She's got to be up there in terms of like coming into AEW and kind of like taking the ball and just absolutely running with it, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously there's people like Toni Storm, things like that, but she's got to be up there. I mean, and she's the most imposing person that they have. And she can do everything. That's what's even crazier. It's not that she's just big. She can move. She does it all. I say we got to do it. We got to make it happen. I think we got clean sweep going around here, which is crazy because I love Harley Cameron.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you've got a bunch of really good challengers for Megan and Lena if they win, because you've got the Birds, you've got Tony and Mina. You've got some other options. I kind of feel like the Babes of Wrath stuff has kind of run its course. I'm just kind of ready for Willow to just be a singles wrestler, because every time another one where you see her in her title defenses and you see everything else she's doing, and it's just like, yeah, why are we keeping her in this tag team? Like, what does this do for Willow at this point?
Yeah. Yeah, and to me, I've been saying it for a while, and I know I'm not the only one, but like, she is the purest babyface in that whole company.
Yes.
In that whole company. So I again, I love the Babes of Wrath, and I, like you, Phil, I did think that Penelope and Megan were gonna be the original tag champions until Penelope, unfortunately, just got an unlucky injury bug. But once that didn't happen, I thought the Babes of Wrath was a nice pivot, and I was happy when they won the titles, and it did. But I feel like we can get on to. I want Willow to be focused on the TBS championship, focused on feuds for the TBS championship, one-on-one matches. Like, let me see her go 15, 20 minutes a week on Dynamite or Collision. Like, let's do it. All right. So
plus you got the Birds, like you said, the brawling Birds are in tow. Their faces, Megan and Lena are going to be heels. It makes good sense to do that, and then you could have them carry the division if you wanted to do that after a while. So there's options. I like the way they've built this women's tag division up, and there's plenty of options to keep it going.
Yeah,
it wasn't just a cool idea that they did and then forgot about.
100%. You mentioned Toni Storm, Pluggo.
I did.
She has a match at Revolution. And she will be going one-on-one with Marina Shafir, and everyone is banned from ringside for this. And Pluggo, I think Marina Shafir should absolutely win this match. That's what I think. I don't know if she's gonna.
But is she gonna? Yeah, I was gonna say.
I don't know if she's gonna. But I think that should be the Marina Shafir coming out party, and she should win this match. I do believe she should. I don't know what you think, Pluggo, but
I think I'm with you in the sense.
I think she should.
I think she should win it. It would make a lot more sense for her to win it, but it's timeless Toni Storm, man.
I know
it's hard to pick against Toni Storm in any match, let alone on a pay-per-view. I almost said PLE. Sorry to the AEW sickos
poisoning
out there.
You, Pluggo. Poisoning you.
Because I like what they've done with Marina Shafir. I think that they did a great job in rebuilding her and making her into this, and a big win over Toni Storm would do that. If I was putting money down on it, I don't bet against Toni Storm in a pay-per-view situation.
That's fair. That's why I'm so torn about it, Phil.
Right?
Yeah.
Make it make sense, Phil. You're the voice of reason here.
I think Tony's winning. I just don't see Tony losing on a pay-per-view. Like, this is Toni Storm we're talking about. I feel like Tony has been kind of doing all of these side quests and sort of running in place since the Blood and Guts match. Like, the fact that she's still feuding with Marina all the way up to this point. Blood and Guts was way last year, and we're still in this feud. It's just time to move her on. And I think that's another reason why I think Megan and Lena winning the titles makes sense, because you can go forward with Tony and Mina challenging for those belts and doing more as a tag team. But I'm happy that this match ended up on this card. I'm glad that we got a non-title match for the women. I think that's the benefit of having a star as big as Toni Storm, is you can get her on the card and she doesn't need a belt to defend. It's going to feel like a big match just because it's Toni Storm. It's LA. So how can you not have her on the card? But I do think she's going to retain.
Okay.
All right. Question to both of you gentlemen. We all think you're torn, but we think she's going to retain.
I'm leaning.
Everyone's banned from ringside. 2-part question. 1, will everyone stay out of it? 2, who's the first one to come out?
I think they're actually going to stay out of it.
I do too. If it was going to be anybody, though, it'd obviously be that rat Wheeler Yuta.
Yeah, he's the first one out.
Of course, but I think I agree with Phil. I think this is going to be one-on-one, just these two. Yeah.
Yeah, because if I'm Marina Shafir, I want that. I tell them, like, hey, I got this. Stay at the back. Let me do my thing. Let me prove myself. Because that Death Riders dynamic right now, they're kind of faces at the moment, right? They're not like it started when Mox, told Wheeler, hey, you got to own up to the stipulation. They're kind of doing the face turn a little bit here. So I could see Mina being like, hey, boys, stay in the back. I got this. So okay,
yeah, could happen. We have a trios match. So we saw a couple weeks ago, we saw David Finlay make his AEW debut, and then the Dogs were officially in AEW. They had a tag match. It was Finlay and Gabe Kidd on Dynamite last night against Darby and Orange Cassidy. And then David Finlay, the numbers game happened. They were getting beaten down, and we saw them calling somebody out. And it was Roderick Strong who came out, who we hadn't seen since he walked out on OC. And he gets in the ring. It looks like he's going to hit a move, and he doesn't. He helps them. He fights off the Dogs. The whole crowd was chanting Roddy. It was really a great moment. And he helped Orange Cassidy up from the ground. It was a good moment. And now we have a trios match on Sunday. It is Darby Allin, Orange Cassidy, and Roderick Strong against the Dogs, Finlay, Connors, and Gabe Kidd. This should be a fun match. I was glad Roddy got that moment. That was very cool for Roddy there. I'm glad Roddy's back. This should be a good trios match. AEW knows how to book those things where they're always fun and exciting. But I would be shocked if the Dogs aren't winning their pay-per-view debut, Phil. I find it hard to believe that they're not going to walk away with the victory here.
Yeah, I think Dogs are going to win. They looked really good on Dynamite this week. Really fun tag match. I thought that, of course, they have great chemistry in that match because they've been working together in New Japan. Clark Connors pulling up with that tire iron out of nowhere. Orange Cassidy was crazy. I think that I think they're gonna win. Might be some shenanigans, but I don't see the Dogs not winning here.
Yeah, I'm with you too. It's a debut. You want to put these extra. Plus, like you kind of said a minute ago with the other match, like I'm kind of over the Darby he's moved on to the dogs now. It's kind of all in the same vein. I'm ready for him to do some things like
He's
Orange
another
Cat.
one.
Yeah, it's
running
like,
in place.
Right. He's running in place, which kind of means by default Orange Cassidy's kind of running in a place too. But I like the match. I like the parts. But yeah, give the dogs the big win on the pay-per-view. We just signed him. You want to make sure that David Finlay doesn't regret not going to NXT.
Listen, man. Gabe Kidd did not spend 2 years in the dojo to come here and lose.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Agreed.
Every time he comes out, by the way, every time Gabe comes out and he's doing I'm like, wait for him to fall because I would immediately fall.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say what I think all the time when he comes out and his music starts. I do the 2 years in the dojo every time he comes out.
But yeah, he's crawling. I'm like, dude, that is so stealthy. I would fall flat on my face. Immediately.
Yeah.
What a guy has completely flipped from being like the biggest New Japan flag waver to fuck that company. I'm over here to make money.
Yeah.
What a guy.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, it's like that. It's like that line from Major League 2 where he's like, the uniform can really change your opinion on a guy. Hey, he's still a dick. Guy's like, whoever, I'll take whatever money's. Hey, the AW pays me. Fuck everyone else.
100%. I did like Finley's line in the interview with Sean, though, where he said, hey, I never made money with my brother or my dad, but I made a lot of money with these guys. Yeah, it was a great line. All right. What else?
They gotta keep getting them checks, baby.
We got a couple big singles matches that have come into form over the last few weeks. I mean, they just added this one over the last couple weeks. This could be a match of the year candidate, easily a night stealer. We're getting Andrade El Idolo one-on-one with Bandito. I would love this to even open the show if they wanted to do that. This is going to be incredible. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have much more to say besides that this is just going to be an absolute show stealer, Phil.
Yeah. As somebody that was pretty disappointed that Andrade did not beat Hangman, because I felt like with the momentum he's had coming into this year, he should have been the number one contender heading into Revolution to face Max. And I was just like, boy, that's a bummer.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do with him? Oh, he's facing Bandito? Oh, sure. Well, if you're just, throwing out this match.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. It's going to be. Sorry. Good.
But yeah, I don't know who I think is going to win this match. I mean. Sorry, lagging.
I was like,
no, you're good.
Usually it's me, so I was trying to decide like whose lagging is it me, but you're lagging a little bit.
We got him though. We got
there.
him.
I think you're back.
Yeah, you were just saying that you don't know who's going to win this match, and I think I'm with you because I think either guy, I know this is an AEW show, but Bandito is still the Ring of Honor champion, but Andrade has had this momentum, and he's looked as good as I've ever seen him since he's gotten back to AEW this time around. I'm leaning Andrade, Pluggo, but I agree with Phil. I really don't know who's going to win this match. I feel like this is one of the tougher ones to choose.
Look, this was when they made the match. Yeah. I think we all went, I don't think it matters, right? I think we're all just going to watch this match and go, who cares who wins? It's going to be awesome all around. I'm leaning Andrade because I think they've been laying some groundwork for, like you said, like it should have been him. I was championing him and Max because it's something different, something new for Revolution, but maybe that's where we end up. So I'm going to lead Andrade here, but I think we as the fans are going to win this one because it's just going to be give them 15 minutes, 20 minutes to do whatever they want. Like, go for it, guys. Like, who needs a story? Just put two awesome wrestlers together.
Agreed. Yeah. No, yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. I think I'm leaning towards Andrade too. I don't know. I it's hard to predict this one.
Yeah, it really is, but it's going to be really
I'm also factoring in the fact that there's 37 Don Callis family members.
That's
could
fair.
Help slay it in any way.
That's fair.
And Brody King is busy, so he's not going to be able to help out. So I think that maybe some shenanigans. But at the match, maybe they should just leave these two alone.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned that Don Callis family.
I sure did, that guy. That Don Callis guy.
Yep. And some of those members will be defending the AEW World Trios Tag Championships. It will be Kazuchika Okada, Kyle Fletcher, and Mark Davis going against Jet Speed and Mystico, taking the role that was Hangman. And this should be another really, really good match. I really like Mark Davis a lot. He has really been turning into one of my favorite people on the show. I find it funny that him and Kyle are champions together, because obviously they came over here as Aussie Open. Davis gets injured, and we see Kyle Fletcher elevate himself and use that opportunity to become a no doubt future top star of the company. He is already, but you know what I mean. And we've kind of seen and then Davis was put with Doyle. They look like they're going straight towards the tag titles. Doyle unfortunately gets hurt. And now I think we're kind of seeing Mark Davis kind of carve out a path for himself as kind of a singles guy of importance as well, even though obviously this is a trios match. But I just find that it's just kind of funny how things work out that way. This should also be very, very good. The Don Callis family, I just won these. However, obviously Fletcher and Okada have other things they need to be focused on as well. And I don't know if we're just going to put the belts right back on Jet Speed with a different team. I don't think so. So I think the Don Callis family are probably retaining here, Phil.
Yeah, I think Don Callis family is going to retain. Mystico is not a full-time member of this roster. I can't see them going from having Hangman as these guys' tag partner and then just sliding Mystico in. Based on some of the backstage stuff we've seen with Kevin Knight and Swerve kind of playing the devil on this guy's shoulder, I would not be surprised if Kevin Knight turns on Speedball at some point, turned heel. I don't think that this tag team is long for this world, so I don't see them putting the trios tag titles back on them.
Yeah, I don't think that they were long for this world either, but I think it was cool to put Jet Speed together because they didn't really have anything for either one of them to do. But yeah. Kevin Knight has absolutely shown that he could be a main event player. Speedball, you put him in a match with Kyle Fletcher, it's a 5-star banger every time, right? So, yeah, I think you keep it on the Don Callis family here. Maybe there's some deception or I would like to see Speedball and Kevin Knight go their separate ways amicably, but this is wrestling, so we'll get a blow-off match, and I think we're all going to love it. But, yeah, I think you got to go Don Callis family here and just keep it rolling, especially like you said, JPJ. Mark Davis has been, come on. He's been killing it. And listen, again, I said it, there's 37 of them. The Don Callis family could easily freebird this thing if they wanted to get Okada and Fletcher off of it. Just say, hey, I got 16 other guys that could hold the 2 spots and hang out with Mark Davis. But at the end of the day, I think it's Don Callis family.
Yeah. And before we move on, one thing that I very much liked on AEW Dynamite last night was the backstage interaction between Kyle Fletcher and MJF. I thought that was a potential nice little foreshadowing of a match that I think all of us would be very excited to see at some point down the line. So I thought that was I don't think they've ever really interacted on screen before that I can remember at least, but I just thought it was a quick little thing, but I very much enjoyed that between them two, kind of foreshadowing potentially something down the line there. I thought that was cool. All right. Well, you mentioned Brody King. Phil, you just mentioned Swerve kind of getting in Kevin Knight's ear. Well, Swerve has himself a match with Mr. Brody King. I've really liked what they've done with this feud. I loved Swerve getting the one-up on Brody a couple weeks ago, and we never really seen Brody kind of manhandled and beaten down that way before. And I thought that was really cool. And then last night we saw Brody kind of get his revenge a little bit on Swerve. This is going to be great. This is going to be violent. It is a regular singles match, but I do obviously expect the intensity in it just to be quite brutal, for as brutal as AEW will allow it to go. But Plug, I'll swing this one to you first. But this is, to me, even though you know how I feel about Brody King, I love Brody King. But Swerve is.
How did they end up only making this a regular match? I'm surprised that the reason that this match exists is who's the most dangerous of the two inside of a regulation match. I'm surprised they didn't up the ante here a little bit, especially after Swerve choked out Brody King with a chain, but I think it's Swerve's to lose. I think Swerve wins. I think Brody comes out looking good in defeat, but I think we're trying to establish Swerve as the most dangerous man in the company, and the first guy to really step to him and challenge that moniker. Like, you can't lose that.
Yeah.
So, give me Swerve.
Yeah, I think Swerve is winning here too, but I really like that coming out of this stuff with Max and a lot of the mainstream press that Brody's gotten over the past month or so. He's still in the mix. This is what I've wanted for this guy for over a year at this point. So I'm happy he's still in the mix, facing a former AEW World Champion, getting a big singles match on a pay-per-view. Great opportunity for him. Like you said, I do think he's going to come out of this looking good, but yeah, I think this is Swerve's match to win, because I don't think we're done with Swerve, Kenny Omega, obviously, and I can't see Swerve losing here on route to another match with Kenny, possibly down the line.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I also could see Swerve potentially being the next challenger for whoever wins the heavyweight championship that we'll talk about later, obviously. And I just feel like, this is going to be, a hard-fought, brutal match. It's going to be a lot of fun, but Swerve should be leaving this one the victor.
Where do we think you see Swerve and Kenny? Like, I know Kenny said he's unavailable for Revolution to his other obligations, so you don't think he's going to show up here. Do we see it? Is this a dynasty match, or do we think it goes to double or nothing? Like, I think this is a big double or nothing match if they could draw it out that long, or do you pull the trigger at the next pay-per-view?
I don't know, because you got to imagine Dynasty is in Canada. And Kenny's been saying this entire year, I'm coming for the world championship. And if you're going to do Max Kenny, why are you not doing it in Canada? Like,
that's fair.
I feel like the only reason it didn't happen here is, well, one, he had the Capcom Cup stuff that he's doing this weekend. But then also, you've got a chance to do this match in Canada. So, I don't know. I kind of feel like we're getting Max versus Kenny at Dynasty. Is my guess.
All right. Huh.
I like it.
Right. We're gonna talk about, because I was going a completely different way with the main event. All right. I like it. Yeah. No, that's all right. That's all right.
Spoiler alert.
No. All right. We have a tag team match for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. It's a match we have seen aplenty. One of the great rivalries in the history of tag team wrestling. It is FTR with Stokely. They will be defending against the home state boys, California. They are going to be in Los Angeles in Bucks territory. The Young Bucks. This should be great, as they always usually are with these two teams. Phil, I'm going to swing it down your way. The Young Bucks are the good guy Bucks again. They've kind of done that full 180 to where they're the old Bucks. But I in California, them winning the title, they would be what, 4-time AEW World Tag Champs if they win it. What do you think's going? Where's your head at here? Do you think the Bucks are going to do it?
I don't know. I kind of feel like, given where we are with FTR, they're really good as a heel tag team. This is the most interesting they've been in a while. I think they've got something that works with Stokely. I could see keeping the belts on them, but really to do what? I mean, I know that there's still a potential Christian Cope match on the table, but do you need the belts to do that? Not really. I don't know. I don't think it hurts anything, especially I think there was a few coming into Full Gear about a year or so ago where it looked like it was going to be FDR Bucks and it got changed last minute. So I don't know. This could be the Bucks night to win, but it's kind of tough to predict it.
Yeah. Pluggo?
Yeah, there's a lot. We've talked a lot of heels though winning these things, like a nice Bucks win in their home state to kind of get the crowd going a little bit. Feels right. If you don't have Cope ready to go and Christian in the next couple of, and like you said, I don't think it needs it. I'm going to lean the Young Bucks here. I think
Yeah.
And then if you wanted to run this back, you could come up with some way to like. There could be some kind of way to. I mean, Tommaso Ciampa seems to be hanging out with them now, so maybe there's some shenanigans his way. I don't know, but I got the Bucks pulling it out. I'm not confident about it though, because I think you could go FTR and be.
Yeah.
This
I mean,
this would be that like if you're doing confidence picks, this is like one of your lower ones.
Yeah.
I'm cool either way, and I think they are too. I think it depends on what we got coming up.
Yeah, and that's my thing. Like the Cope and Christian match for FTR with the titles being on the line. If you wanted to give Cope and Christian like one last tag title mini run or something like, I mean, I think that would make sense for FTR to be that team. But you could also get a Cope and Christian versus Young Bucks match, and that's kind of like that could be a dream match to some, and like one of those type of matches we haven't seen. But so I could see it going either way. But that is a good point, Pluggo. I do feel like we've leaned heel heavy here on victories.
Very heavy.
So it would make sense for the Young Bucks in their home state, home area to get the big rah-rah victory of the evening.
Pile drivers and finishers say that Stokes should collect them disability checks. I think he is. I don't think he should. I think he is collecting them disability.
I mean, FTR was already one of the best tag teams of all time, but he has added so much to them. He is incredible, and he's hilarious. He's just absolutely hilarious every time. And yeah,
this is another one of those like I don't care who wins it because I know we're going to be thoroughly entertained because these two teams put on great matches. Like name a bad Young Bucks FTR match, like it's hard you can't do it. So
yeah.
I think we'll be fine.
I agree. We have a no time limit match for the AEW Continental Championship. I am looking forward to this one. It is Jon Moxley once again defending against Konosuke Takeshita. This should be really good. It's a match we've seen a few times at this point, but the no time limit to definitely decide a winner adds to the intrigue. I did not pick Moxley to win the Continental Classic at all. I did not see this happening, but I've actually quite enjoyed this run of Moxley as the champion. Like he's having eliminator matches every week against different style opponents and different opponents for him. I've actually kind of really enjoyed this run, but I think we've all been kind of waiting for Takeshita to be crowned a little bit in AEW and get that like signature moment. And I think this is the first of a few, because I think this will lead to a greater signature moment for him against somebody else in the Don Callis family. That this is probably the match I'm looking forward to the most on the evening. I love Takeshita. Phil, is this the time? Is Takeshita doing it?
Yeah, I think Takeshita's going to win. Just based off of the finish to the match at Grand Slam Australia. They continue to kick this can down the road for Okada Takeshita for reasons I don't know. They continue to draw out this official babyface turn for him. He is essentially a face at this point. He gets cheered everywhere he goes. When he came out at the New Japan show in New Jersey, he got the biggest pop of the night. Like, people love this guy. You've got to just go ahead and pull the trigger, make this guy a face, get him, separate him from the Don Callis family at this point. It's time. And I feel like he's going to win here. This is going to be the thing that gets us to the Okada match because, of course, Okada wants to merge those belts again and bring back the convoluted unified championship.
Why do you put that in the airwaves? Now it's going to happen. No.
But I think this is leading to that match with him and Okada,
100%.
and Takeshita is going to to be the next unified champion. I think this is where this is going.
Yeah, I think that's exactly where they're going, Pluggo.
Yeah, I listen. I was gonna say there's nothing I'm gonna be able to say intellectually that's gonna top what you guys said. I think it's Takeshi's time. I think we're all waiting for it. It's a perfect opportunity to do it. I think Mox is gonna shake Takeshi's hand at the end of this thing, give him that sign of respect. I think that's gonna cement his babyface turn, and then maybe like I kind of been talking to Death Riders and kind of spiraling towards that babyface realm. Anyway, now that we got the dogs and we still got the Don Callis family, that faction can become a bit of a face. So I think this is a perfect passing of the torch moment. And listen, Mox is Mox, man. He can lose this belt, immediately get into the AEW World Title picture if he wanted tomorrow. It's not going to hurt him either way, but it'll make Takeshi. So it's good business all around.
Yeah,
We all love Takeshi. How could you not?
Yeah,
So good.
I mean, he's so good, and it's clear, like Phil said, that the crowd loves him. Like, he should be one of your top baby faces. It's, we've all seen this coming, and it has dragged on. I did like the segment on Dynamite last night where he wouldn't take Mox out, and Hechicero was just pissed. And I think so I think eventually when Don Callis gives the okay, like the signal, like take him out, I think it's probably exactly. Yeah, so,
that's the other part of that too. Is if Takeshi doesn't win, and he keeps coming back to the Don Callis family empty-handed, even that would be enough for them to take him out. But I think he's gonna win some gold and then
win some more gold. And
he's just gonna keep winning. Just gonna keep on winning and take him out systematically. But
bless you.
Thank you.
All right. So now we are down to just two matches, the two world heavyweight matches, and we have the AEW Women's World Championship being defended in a 2 out of 3 falls match. It is the champion Tekla, a rematch against Chris Statlander, the former champion. I'm glad they added the little wrinkle of the 2 out of 3 falls. I think that's a good little stip for them too. They're going to let these girls go. I've loved the previous 2 matches we've seen from them. I'm glad Statlander, Chris is getting the rematch here before we kind of move Tekla on to different things. I'm leaning Tekla Pluggo. I think that would be a quicker to give it back to Stat. I think after this match, we're going to see a slight character shift from Statlander. I think it looks like we could potentially see a little bit thing there as well. But I have Tekla retaining here. In all 3, it's going to go 3 falls, obviously. But I have Tekla.
When has there ever been a 2 out of 3 falls match?
It's had to have been.
That ended in 2.
Yeah.
Even if there has been, you couldn't think about it. It doesn't happen.
No.
I've been enjoying Tekla as champ. I know it was something when it happened. I was like, I didn't see that coming. I really enjoy her vibe. Her attitude just cracks me up. And I think that there's a world where she does win this thing. And then I don't know what's next for Tekla. But I could see Tekla retaining here. I mean, there's more of an intriguing story in Statlander getting the gold finally after like 4 years, losing it pretty quick, and then clawing her way back to it, going, I got to get back to that. I had my shot. There's something cool there. So, I'll have Tekla winning it just to kind of see where Stat goes with her mindset after coming up short again.
Yeah. Phil?
I think Tekla's going to retain here. I know that it was controversial initially when Tekla won, but you could just see all the momentum was on her side coming into that match. She feels like really AEW's breakout star of the year. Like, just how quickly she's gotten over with the audience, how quickly the audience has embraced her. Like, all of the media stuff I've seen her do recently, she's just a natural. She just brings something different to that division. I think it was needed. I think it's too soon. I think it's too soon to take the belt off of her. I think this is going to be a good match because at this point, Statlander doesn't really have bad pay-per-view matches. I think that's one of the things that kind of went unsaid after her title reign, where people were like, this was disappointing. But all of her defenses were bangers. They probably could have done more with her as a character, sure. But I think, like, in terms of, like, putting this person in the best position possible, you don't get bigger than beating Mercedes and Toni Storm and having the kind of matches she's had. Main evented Dynamite multiple times. I believe this is the first women's 2 out of 3 falls match in the history of the company as well.
I believe so.
So they've put her in a great position. I just think the issue is you've got to continue to develop this character, and she's got to find her footing as a talker more. That was the thing that I appreciated a lot more, especially on Collision with Tekla. They've given her the chance to talk in front of the live crowd, and it's helped her a lot. And I think they've got to do that more with some of the other women.
Yeah,
I fully agree on that. I did not know much about. I had never seen her before she got to AEW. And it was clear in the ring immediately. It was like, whoa, all right, yeah. I love her intensity, the way she moves in the ring. She's fast, she's quick. She's like she's like a rocket in the ring, and just she had the vibe, the cool entrance, the spider walk, like she had everything. And I agree with you. They're letting her talk. They're letting her kind of figure it out on Collision, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
And you can see like show to show, it's like she's clicking and and I really enjoy her character as is. I think she's a lot funnier than I thought she was going to be. Like you see how intense she is. And then you're like, she's got kind of like a snarky funniness to her that I appreciate.
The way she says these bitches cracks me up every time.
Yeah. I mean, if you watched her in Japan, like you already knew, like she could do this character stuff. That was pretty apparent. I'm glad that it's catching on so quickly in the U.S. I continue to say, if you would have told me watching Donna Del Mondo at one point, Julia's the leader of this group, that Tekla would be further along at this point in America than Julia, I would have called you crazy. But here we are. I
was going to say, though, early on, though, like Julia, there was a lot of promise, and then who knows what's happened over there. But
I would have never guessed that.
But honestly, and like Tekla, like it's really also reassuring because you can then, like we talked earlier in the night about Toni Storm, you can throw Toni Storm in a one-on-one match where she doesn't have to be, because you've got a budding star in Tekla who's taken the ball. She's run that. She's proven that she can carry a women's division. Statlander's shown it too with her character development. So it's been nice to see. So then that way we're getting some different feuds, and then you can do some different things with women where it doesn't always have to be Mercedes, Tony, back to back to back. So it's been cool to see. I've loved that part of it too. And Tekla just cracks me up the way she's like, these bitches think they run. I'm like, God, every time.
Yeah, you cannot take this belt off of Tekla until Queen Amanada gets back. We've got to get Queen Amanada versus Tekla for this belt.
Yes,
I love Queen Amanada.
That has to happen, like at some point.
Yes, that would be wonderful if that would happen. All right, then it is the main event. It is a last chance Texas death match for the AEW Men's World Championship. MJF defending. I'm sorry. Against Hangman Adam Page.
You got the spoilers, huh?
The obviously the stipulation is if Hangman loses, he can never challenge for the AEW World Championship ever again. The old Cody stip.
They went full Cody,
and it was a mistake when they did it then, and I think it will be an even bigger mistake if they do it now. Which makes me scared shitless because I don't want to pick Hangman, even though I should. Because Hangman should win, because he cannot. I'm sorry, I just can't envision Hangman Adam Page never being AEW World Champion again. I just cannot. I couldn't envision it with Cody back then. I feel like this is even. This is even worse. He's like,
because at least with Cody, you could be like, he's an EVP. He doesn't. That's kind of Cody's thing. Where he's just like, because he always used to say how much he loved the not finished TNT championship. This is Cody, Cody doesn't have to be the big, but this is Hangman. This is everybody.
The main character.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at everything Cody has done for the past 4 years, face of the company over there in WWE, you talk about one of the biggest mistakes this company ever made was not allowing this guy to be AEW World Champion and not just completely putting your cart behind this guy and letting him pull you to the future. Like, massive unforced error.
Yeah. 100%.
It's like trading Luka Doncic away for. Sorry, man.
It is kind of like that.
My bad.
But you said, earlier when we were talking about a different match, you said that you thought at Dynasty we might be getting MJF and Kenny. So does that mean that you think you think they're going to do this?
I'm very worried about the end of this match.
Me too.
Because the way that it's set up, it kind of feels like there's no way Hangman can lose. And that would make you think, of course, that can't be the case because all of the odds are stacked against Max. This is Hangman's signature match. He's put this stipulation on where he cannot lose. If he loses, he cannot challenge for the world title again. And so, logically, this should be Hangman's match to win, but given all of the pro wrestling I've ever watched in my life, usually when that happens, that means that guy's going to lose. And I don't know what you do with this character if he can't challenge for the world title again. They did that great video package last night before that press conference, which they should probably never do again.
Press conference? Yeah, that was
something.
That was rough.
That was something.
Yeah, I think if you were going to do that, you probably should have done it without the crowd because it just didn't work. But I digress. They ran that video package and they did all this stuff from the very first press conference that AEW's ever done, and how Hangman came out the gate saying he wants to be the champion. And Hangman has pointed out during this feud that this belt probably means more to me and you than anybody else in this company. This need to be champion means more to me and you than anybody else. Mm-hmm. And that is a great story, but what the heck do you do with Hangman?
Yeah.
Going forward if he cannot challenge for this belt? And I've already seen people say, well, you could just turn him heel somewhere down the line and he'll just go back on his word and challenge again. You haven't even had a full year if this guy's a babyface yet. You just turned the babyface in this triumphant moment at All In, and you haven't even really gotten all the juice out of that yet, and you're already putting this guy in a corner where he might have to turn again. It just doesn't make sense. I don't know why we're doing that. It kind of feels like, they looked around and were like, oh, well, people want this Andrade match, and we've done this match with Hangman enough times. We need to add something to this to make it more interesting, but I just don't know that it's worth the risk. I don't know. I'm very concerned.
Yeah. They could have just did something simple where they said, Hangman said, I won't challenge while you hold the belt.
Right. But he said ever.
And then he said ever, and everybody went, was he supposed to say that?
Yeah.
What was that? Because, we all said, main character shit. You got a guy. He's a bona fide star, babyface. Everybody loves him. Him chasing the title is one of our favorite things to watch. And now, you just put it on Max. I mean, unless you want to have Max have a short reign and he's going to lose it at Revolution. I just don't. That's what I said. Now you've painted yourself into a really bad corner.
I was just going to say they put themselves in a corner here. It feels like, and it's like you and Phil's 100%. That's the only reason I feel. I'm nervous about it too.
How did no one?
Hangman needs to win this, but the stipulation, as a wrestling fan for 30 plus years, tells me, like Phil said, that he's not gonna win it, and I'm like, but that will be a massive mistake, massive mistake.
How did no one step in and go, maybe not this time, guys? I know they don't have because, but again, maybe there's a world where Hangman wins it,
and that's where I was heading to because I'm still. In my head, for some reason, I've just had the main event, Double or Nothing, New York City, Hangman versus Swerve for the title. That's been my main event for Double or Nothing, and I think Swerve turning heel was part of that. And I'm picking Hangman here because I envision him being the babyface world champion, and now you have Swerve who just went back to being the evil Swerve. It's been a little bit since we've seen them against each other. Swerve helped Hangman win the damn thing last year. So, that's just kind of what popped into my head in Double or Nothing. That would be a great main event at Double or Nothing. Huge show in New York for the first time. Hangman and Swerve rekindle for the title. And so but the stipulation scares the shit out of me.
How wild is this going to be? This is also, on top of it, it's a Texas death match, so there's no rules. So it's not like Tony Khan could go, MJF, you got one over on him by a ref mistake or something. So we're going to throw out, this is going to get crazy.
It has crossed my mind that, because we are continuing the Swerve Kenny Omega stuff.
That is true. Yeah.
It has crossed my mind that Swerve could interfere and help Max win. And I don't know how I feel about that. I hope they don't do that. Mm-hmm. I don't know. This stipulation, I just don't think they should do it. But we'll see. I don't know what you do with Hangman as champion coming out of this pay-per-view if he does win, because it kind of feels like we're heading towards some kind of Kenny Omega match. Kenny has told us multiple times this is it. We don't know how many years we have left of Kenny Omega. I feel like you've got to get as many of the big matches out of this guy when you have a chance. I feel like that's another big mistake they made with Cody. They left so many matches on the table with him because we thought we had time. And I think we're still kind of doing that in a way with Kenny, and you don't have a lot of time left. So, I'm glad they're getting the Swerve matchup out the way. You've probably got another Ospreay match you can get in there. Like you've got like maybe another Okada match. You've got other matches in this company that he still hasn't gotten to yet. And I do think he's gonna have a world title reign before he wraps it up. That's why I'm like, my gut feeling is the guy that's gonna beat Max is gonna be Kenny. But I don't know where that leaves Hangman.
And there are other titles, but it just doesn't feel the same. He's going to be chasing that Continental Championship around, like.
No, and I mean,
it's rare that they make a mistake like that twice, where because they usually learn from this. I mean, I haven't seen anybody go, yeah, I'm really excited for that stipulation. I think that's a great move.
And I mean, there are other stories you can do with Hangman. Sure. I think the other thing that makes it a bit frustrating is I don't think that they got the best out of this last title reign with Hangman either. I think it was going in a great direction, and then they kind of stopped it abruptly to put the belt on Joe.
Yeah.
And I don't think they needed to do that. I don't think that really added anything. And then there's also the bit of it that Max has pointed out, of course, that Hangman has beaten him twice.
Yep.
And that's why I'm like, again, all of my wrestling logic tells me when a heel points out this wrestler has beat me twice, this is the match where he's finally going to beat him. It's his match. This is his chance to take something away from him that's going to harm him for the rest of his career. It just feels like this is Max's win.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all good points, and that's why I am like. Because there's either if it happens, there's either you just openly reverse it at some point, or like Phil says, Hangman becomes a heel again down the road, and he goes, screw that, I was a different guy, blah blah blah. And either way, you look like an idiot, and you look just not. It's just man.
Is there any clever way to get around that? Being the stip, because from a character standpoint, if
I
you're
would think
Hangman,
cheating, maybe if MJF won by cheating, and I get,
but it's
still a loss,
though.
It doesn't even matter. So
like,
no,
I meant like so MJF wins Sunday night into early Monday morning, because Lord knows this thing's gonna go Eastern Coast time till like 1, and then we get to Wednesday. Hangman does the whole, he's sad, he's in the ring. Is there any way that the MJF comes out and goats him, and then they get another one? Like, it's tough. Like, I don't know how you write it cleverly enough. I mean, I'm here for it. If they come up with a really killer way to do it, like, more power to you. But we haven't seen it yet.
I mean, he could end up in the mix for the unified belt, because I do think the unified belt will be back.
Yeah.
But I just don't understand logically why you would do that. Just from a narrative standpoint, why would you want to do that? I mean, that adds more prestige to that belt, sure, but again, very convoluted belt. It's like
this is one of your guys that you expect in the next 10 years to win another title at some point, I would hope.
Yeah, they keep telling us that the unified belt was supposed to be like a 1A and 1B situation with the world title. It's not supposed to be a mid-card belt. But then just like the lineage of it and the explanation of it doesn't make sense. It just
and how often is that defended? How often is it?
It's not even around. It's not even technically around, because the belt is separated currently.
Exactly.
So.
That's what I'm saying.
It's merged, but it's not merged.
So you can't sell me on that quite yet. So you have better chance of selling me on Hangman if he loses, getting another title shot, to tell me that this belt isn't lesser than. But
this stipulation aside, which we're like talking through our nervousness here on this. We're just like, oh God, it's not good.
Very nervous about that. I mean, there are things you could do with Hangman. He can go on this journey of redemption. You are doing the G1. I think it's pretty clear there will be AEW wrestlers in the G1 this year, because one of the G1 dates is in the U.S. You can do the story of Hangman entering the G1. He's never won a G1 in his career. He's never been IWGP World Champion. That's a story you can build going into Forbidden Door. You got stuff you can do. I just don't know why you would have to make it seem like he can never challenge again to do that. You don't have to do that to do these stories. I don't know.
It's like having car insurance. Like when you need it, you need it. And when you would need a Hangman title run, you have it available, but you took it off the table. And, AEW is not, they don't go back on their stipulation, stuff like that. This isn't, but whatever.
Yeah.
I mean,
but
so we all think Max is winning here, huh?
Listen, I'm gonna try to be good luck, and I'm gonna stick with my Hangman pick, but I don't feel great about it at all.
Okay.
I don't feel great about it at all. But I think regardless of that, I do think like usual, I do think Revolution's gonna be a super strong show. It's gonna be fun. The wrestling, it's gonna be really, really good per usual. It should be a really, really fun show on Sunday. All right, I gotta. What were you gonna say?
No, I was just to say, it's Revolution and AEW pay-per-views.
Yeah,
no, they always hit. I always try to go like, what's a bad AEW pay-per-view? There's been bad moments, but overall, like usually the shows are fantastic. So you're in for a treat. I just wish it was on Saturday.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
For some of us folk that got to get up early Monday morning. But we'll make it happen.
We'll be all right. We'll be all right.
Coffee, maybe an energy drink, maybe two.
Yeah.
I'm going to be mainlining caffeine.
I want to, if you don't mind, the ending sequence of Monday Night Raw with Punk and the Usos.
Did you hate it?
No, I actually thought this was the most interested I've been in Jey Uso in 7 months.
Okay.
Because he was like, I was like, oh, that's the Jey Uso that got over.
Yeah.
And then now his, again, but I thought it was a great segment. But for the second week in a row, CM Punk's a dick to me. Like it's for me. And again, so they do this whole thing earlier in the show where they're going to leave and they're asked about CM Punk by Jackie Redmond, and then Jay's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, no, we're going to stick around. We want to deal with that." So then Punk comes out, he's cutting a pro, and the Usos come out, and I loved how they did it where Jay was off the handle, and Jimmy was the very reserved, like, let me talk to him, and Jimmy kind of was trying to be the voice of reason, but they both were saying the same thing. They were like, "Hey man, this has nothing to do with Roman at all. Like, we don't care how you feel about Roman. We don't care what you say about Roman. You mentioned one of our family members who is no longer here, and you mentioned him disrespectfully. We want you to apologize." And I thought Jimmy even said the great line where he was like, "You are the voice of the voiceless, but you sullied my uncle's name who has no voice." I thought that was a great line by Jimmy. And I really loved what happened here. And then CM Punk, it looks like he's going to say he's sorry. But he doesn't. He goes even further in Roman. And then
to be fair, he did say, "I am sorry," but then he added a bunch of
correct.
stuff to it.
And then he goes, "I'm sorry." And he's saying he's not saying the wrong things. He's saying all the things that nobody has said to the, like he's saying, "I'm sorry that Roman hasn't apologized to you and has come back and hasn't changed the damn thing about himself and hasn't, held himself accountable for anything that he did to you and the rest of your," like he's saying that stuff. But at the same time, I'm like, bro, you should, if you don't have to apologize, you should be apologizing to these guys because it's very clear to me that you should be apologizing to these guys, and Punk just wouldn't do it. And to me, how he treated the Usos there, and the last line in particular that he said to Roman Reigns the week before, I feel like Punk has looked a little desperate in this feud a little bit. And I think he's like that line to me, to Roman specifically, felt like that was everything that he says about Roman has a rebuttal for. He's playing it cool. And Punk is the one that's kind of losing it a little bit. And he's the one stooping to lines like that. And then I just felt like it was very easy for him to be like, hey, man, I get it. It's between me and Roman. You guys are my friends. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. But he just didn't.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, man. It was a great segment, though. Like, and I think the Usos being layered into it does add intrigue to the match, obviously. But I just wanted to talk about it because I was entertained, but I was also like, why is Punk being a dick?
I thought you were going to think it was corny. For some reason, I
No,
thought
I
you
liked
weren't going to like it.
No, I liked it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I was entertained because I was like, how are we going to get around the fact that Roman Reigns is clearly not here? He started this segment, and it clearly looks like he's getting ready to apologize before the Usos come out. Because he says, I stooped to his level. I shouldn't have done that. And it looks like this is leading a certain direction. And then the Usos came out, and it was almost like he started rubbing his hands together. Oh, I got him. And the immediate thing I thought when they came out there and got in his face and they started going, you got to apologize. So I was like, better men than you have tried to get this man to apologize.
Right.
Yeah.
You think you're going to get an apology out of him on national TV? No. I knew the entire.
That's what Punk wants to do. Yeah, exactly.
And, this leads into multiple things that has been really layered into the feud and multiple things that Punk has been saying, not just for the past year or so, but really since he's come back to wrestling. If you remember, in the promos with Cody, he's been telling him all along, this belt changes people, man. When you win this belt, it does something to you. What you have to do to keep this belt, what you have to do to stand on top, it ain't just for everybody. You got to do some things that you wouldn't necessarily have to do. And I've been thinking about that in every single one of these promos because I've been of the opinion every time he comes out there with Roman, he finds a way to get under this guy's skin. All the way to the first one, Roman comes out there and says all of those things. Punk finally comes out there, walks right past him, acts like he didn't hear anything he said. Hey, Finn Balor, you want a match?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to hear anything this guy's talking about. He's still talking about a podcast from 12 years ago. You still mad about that? You still emotional about that? Like, get over it. Even the second promo, all of that stuff being said, how can I dig in and get as much under this guy's skin as possible? Let me point out that you're alone. Let me point out that, you don't have your wise men anymore. You don't have the Shield. You don't have your family. And you don't have your father. I'm trying to dig in as deep as possible because you're clearly emotional. You keep trying to act like you're not, but you are emotional. And I'm going to continue to try to get you off your game because that's what I do. We did an episode of Grapsody when they did the initial promo. And I said, Roman has been playing this heel character for since 2020. He's been doing the mind games, gaslighting people. He's been in there with people like Cody Rhodes that, they won't play his game with him. You're in there with a different guy now. You're in there with a shark. You're in there with the devil. He don't care about stooping to your level. He don't care about tact. When you told him last week that those guys tell you everything, that was the worst thing you could have done. Because as soon as they came out there the next week, he was like, I got him. Oh, he knew exactly what was going to happen. They came out there, apologized to me. All right, all of that stuff happened this week. Now go tell them what I said because I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to his young boys. Don't send me the sous chefs. Don't send me his underlings. Don't send me these goombas. Get the big dog out here because that's who I'm talking to. If he want an apology, he can come out here and say that next week.
Yeah, I love that line at the end though when he did say, if your cousin actually cared about you, cared about us, cared about this business, I'd be talking to him right now and not his young boys. And
I howled.
Shit. I was like, oh, and then that's what led to Jay went after him and then Jimmy shoved him to the ground. Oh man, what a line by Punk.
And the thing is, he's not wrong because even if you're looking at it like, okay, the Usos have every right to come out there and say, hey, you owe us an apology. You owe our family an apology. Okay, your guy is the head of the table. Mm-hmm. He is the leader of your tribe. Mm-hmm. He's the guy. He's the face of this company, the tippity top. Where is he? You can't give me a good reason why he's not out here. And you can't keep saying it's not about Roman. Of course it is. Because if you're telling me it's about his family, it's about his father, then he should be here. Mm-hmm. Not you. You still don't get it. You might not think you're still doing this dirty work, but you are.
Yeah.
Plus,
That's
there's the whole wrinkle too now of like the stuff Punk said on Monday, the stuff from last week. Now the Usos are like, why didn't you get as pissed off as we did? He's your dad. Then on top of it, now if the Usos get involved, now there's the wrinkle of like, Punk was right. You can't do it on your own. You did need me. And then they're going to get, it's just, Punk, like you said, he needled it to a way that it's now like he's ahead of the game here.
You got sorry. Go ahead, Phil.
That video they played of him walking up the ramp and he had that smirk on his face, I was like, I've seen that smirk before. This is the guy that's playing the game, man. He is trying to get under this guy's skin as much as possible.
Because he knows that, it got physical, and even when they knocked him over, he immediately started smiling and laughing because he knew that he got him, like you said, he got him where he wanted him, and now he knows that eventually they're going to go to Roman and they're going to be like, hey,
got your back, Oos.
But no, they're going to go to Roman. They're going to be like, hey, the stuff that he said, or we're going to get a backstage segment with like the two of them together, and they're going to look at each other, and one of them is going to be like, I don't think he was really fucking lying. Like he was kind of saying stuff that's true. He hasn't apologized, and he hasn't acted any differently. And then that's going to create deceit between them and Rome, and so now this whole thing is layered.
Yeah,
completely different.
The thing that I keep seeing people that are not saying, because they're like, Punk was not listening to them. It wasn't about Roman. Yeah, sure, but this isn't him not showing up to do like TV matches. This is not him not showing up to defend his belt. This is you not showing up to defend your father and your family's honor. This is the thing that supposedly means the most to you, right? Mm-hmm. So why are you not here? Yeah. That's the biggest open question out of this. And people can keep trying to act like that's not the elephant in the room, but it is. And you can add so many things to this of what he said. Hey, he did never apologize. Hey, he did never have you guys back. Hey, the guy that threw Jey Uso out of the Rumble was Roman Reigns. The guy that threw Jacob out of the Rumble, Roman Reigns. Do he really care about y'all, or does he really care about himself? Y'all are pawns to him. Like, that's what he's telling you. And even if that's not entirely true, he said enough to make you really second guess what the truth is.
Yeah. Plug up.
He's got that. It just gives me this, like, I don't know why after talking about the training day image where he's like, you got to put your own work in around here. It's going to end up being Roman's downfall, where the family just goes, look, man, we're family, but we're doing all the bidding and you're getting all the glory and you're taking it out on us. Yeah, that could be how this ends for old Roman here. Punk's pretty good at what he does, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still don't see a world where Roman loses at WrestleMania.
Yeah, me too.
No, you think
Roman wins? Yeah, no, I still think he wins. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right now, at least, that could change, I guess, over the next.
Right now, I'm teetering on who's winning the round by round, and right now, Punk's got the lead, so I'm taking Punk over just as like if it was a boxing match. But
yeah,
Roman winning at WrestleMania, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
CM Punk's my guy, so I don't usually pick against him. So that's kind of how that goes.
This is WrestleMania. It's the main event of WrestleMania. Roman don't lose a lot of these. He's lost 2 years in a row. He's not losing to Punk, man.
That's fair.
I mean, I think one of the more interesting things about all of this is because you can say that this feud maybe happened a few years later than it should have, and I think you see the big difference in the crowd when Punk was there. When he was the man in 2011 and they were eating up everything he was saying, that was a crowd that was more adversarial with WWE than it is now. That was a crowd that wanted to buy into all of the backstage stuff he was saying. This is a different time. This is a crowd that loves the product, loves Roman. The company is giving you backstage stuff in Unreal. It's not like before where hearing something like the Art of Wrestling episode with Punk was a rarity. No, we hear backstage stuff all the time. It's just a different time, and it's very clear when he comes out there and he thinks he's saying things that's winning the crowd over. They're like, nope, we still like Roman. Even when he says, hey, this guy don't come to work, they don't care. Yeah. They do not care. They still like this guy. And yeah, I just think that that's what it is. Because at the end of the day, despite what people might say about Punk, despite Roman being mad at what he said on that podcast, he was always right. Roman is their guy, and that has been clear for the past decade. They're not going to have their guy lose to this indie darling guy that they never really wanted to begin with.
I'm.
He's only there to sell a couple houses, maybe in Chicago, sell some T-shirts.
And entertain some 30, 40-year-old virgins that Roman tried. Roman was getting some cap off in that promo, but I was like, it's all right, get your shit off.
100%.
I was like, I am not a 4-year-old virgin. Thank you very much, Roman.
I saw a lot of his fans try to take on that bar, and I'm like, some wrestling fans think they're cooler than other wrestling fans continues to make me laugh as an adult because I'm like, no.
Yeah.
We're all at the same table, bro. You're not at the cool table.
We're all nerding out over a big
we're all watching the same thing, man.
Plus, like you said, Roman is getting off a lot of good stuff in this too. Because also, like, and I admit it because Punk's was my favorite. He's my number one guy, but like. He is older now, so some of this stuff isn't hitting the same way that maybe it did 10 years ago, right? Like it's kind of the more of the old man at the yard type deal where you're just like, you still got it, but it's just Roman has the cool factor right now over you a little bit. Like he's got that vibe. But yeah, like a pile driver said, we're all marks.
Yeah, the thing with Punk, even though I've enjoyed a lot of what he's done as champion this year, and I enjoyed like the Drew feud. I enjoyed like the Gunther match at SummerSlam. Some of the stuff he did with Seth. You still can't get past the fact that you spent 7 years claiming this company was the worst thing in the world, and you went right back over there. It doesn't matter what you say. That is always going to be a thing that hangs over you. And he can say what he wants in these promos about Roman. You still went back over there. And so... it's some of this, like some of it hits, some of it is entertaining, but some of it is still like, but you know what this is. You're part of the machine over there.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Another thing I did like on Raw was the Judgment Day and that whole sequence of what happened there. It's been a long time coming. I think we've been waiting. I mean, if you would have told me that the Judgment Day would have lasted 4+ years... 4.
I mean, they're still technically not dead.
Yeah, that's true. But if you would have told me that this faction, Finn Balor's been doing this shit for 4 years, that I would have never believed you.
Listen, but if you believe yours is the only way.
But they finally did it, and I'm glad they actually, if this was a year ago, I think they would have did it in a way that Dom was the babyface.
Yes.
If it was a year ago. But the way it played out with, Balor getting his music back recently, having that Heroes Welcome in Ireland and that match with Punk, I think this was a really well done segment here.
My favorite part was Damian Priest tweeting, "That sucks, doesn't it, bud?"
Yeah, he goes, "Yeah, it sucks, doesn't it?" But I thought this was really, really good, and I thought even when it was happening, Dom is complaining, Finn, you haven't been helping me, stuff like that, and Finn goes, "Hey, man, you told me you wanted to be the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time. Well, if that is true, then." I was just, you got to win by yourself sometimes. You got to handle business yourself. And then we kind of a call back to when he turned on Gargano in NXT with the Pele kick to Dom. And then you see it breaking down. And the fact that even though I knew what was happening in the moment, when JD McDonough was the one that hit him with the clothesline, even me in the moment, I was like, oh, damn. Because JD McDonough's Finn's boy, and they've been teasing since McDonough's come back. They've been teasing like disagreements here or there between them two. But McDonough's Balor was his trainer.
Shocker! They broke up another tag team.
Oh, but it was just a really well done thing with McDonough being the one that hit the big to stop it, and then they all kind of look at each other, and then they just beat the crap out of him. I loved it. I thought it was really good. I'm ready for 100% babyface Finn Balor. I'm glad he's back in like the world. Obviously, this is leading to him and Dom at Mania, But he's been fighting for world titles.
Would they put the AAA championship on the line at Mania? In that, or would they just do it one-on-one? I was thinking about that, like when that happened.
Scott,
I was like,
Scott in the chat just said, any chance Finn cost Dom that AAA title on Saturday?
Oh, that is true.
So could they do something that way where Finn shows up and maybe costs Dom the title? And because he's fighting Vikingo, right? Again. So could he cost Dom the title? And then that just further leads to obviously more animosity in the feud, as kind of a revenge. That could happen, I guess.
Yeah, I could see that happening. I feel like it would be there's some fun stuff you could do with Finn as AAA champion, sending him to AAA. But we really want Finn to be world champion. He's been saying he wants to be world champion. He hasn't held a world championship since unfortunate Universal title win, and he tore his shoulder off. This would kind of feel like what we were talking about earlier with the Knicks. Giving him the AAA belt would be the NBA Cup win for him.
Yeah.
It's not. It's like, hey, this is a win, but it's not a championship win that we really want for him. I've been waiting since they did the NXT tribute show, and Finn came out as a babyface with his old entrance and the old jacket and everything. I was like, why are we not just letting Finn just be Finn at this point?
100%.
It's time. Make this guy a babyface again. He's been with Judgment Day way too long. This faction, you got a lot out of it, way more than I expected you to get out of it. But it's time. I feel like the expiration date has been there for the longest. I mean, even just look at the lineup right now. The lineup is Raquel, Liv, JD McDonough, Dom. Not exactly the Yankees, but yeah, it's time. It's time to end this, man. It's time to let Finn Balor go off on his own and be a singles wrestler again.
And it could be going that way. I mean, Dom's obviously now got his own thing. Liv's got Stephanie McCure at Mania. Raquel's looking like she could do her own thing, and she's been kind of frustrated with Liv, so maybe this was the first. I know that they all banded together and beat up Finn, but I mean,
you got
how many times have we said over the last 4 years, this might be the end of Judgment Day, and they still figure it out. So maybe there's something.
Yeah. But I also, she's out injured right now, but you have a Roxanne Perez wrinkle coming back at some point that you could do a multitude of things there. I think we're going to get the Demon at Mania. I think that's
really
something we could potentially see as him. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that's what I would 100% be down for, but I think he's made it clear in interviews that he hopes the Demon thing does kind of come back on his own terms.
To be honest, if you need the Demon to beat Dominic Mysterio,
that's
that kind of hurt you a little bit.
But if you're one man going up against the Judgment, if it's group warfare, maybe, I don't know. But
who's all helping Dom at this point? Is it going to be just JD out there helping him?
Yeah.
If that's it, then if all he's worried about is big Funko Pop guy, I think he's going to be all right. I think he'll be fine. The problem is they've completely killed the appeal of the Demon at this point. It's going to be hard to legitimize the Demon again at this point.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think if they're ever going to bring it back, I think it's something you got to really, really, really build to, really build to. And even though I liked what happened on Monday, and we do have some, I don't think that this would be too quick of, he's a babyface. Okay, Demon immediately. All right, if you are going to bring something like that back, build to it and make people be like, oh shit, are we going to see that? And then when it happens, it's this thing for, okay. There's a couple things I want your opinions. So on SmackDown, obviously now we're heading towards Cody and Randy. They made that change on Friday. Cody won the World Heavyweight Championship from Drew McIntyre.
It's crazy, before you keep going, that we do the show every Thursday, 253 of these things, how far away SmackDown feels.
Yeah, because it's always the next
night.
Oh,
yeah, shit.
Yeah. But yes, Cody Rhodes, to end SmackDown last week, did become once again the undisputed WWE champion, which changed one of the matches at WrestleMania, and now we get Cody and Randy. This is a match. This is the match, and that I've wanted for Cody since he returned to the company. Obviously, it's been kind of fast-tracked here. I'm looking forward to the match at Mania. I think it's probably going to main event night 1, I would think. But I feel like somebody needs to turn somewhere here at some point. Maybe it's after the match at Mania. I want it to be Cody. I know it's not going to be his QB1. I feel like it would make the most sense. I know Randy's done it a billion times, and I know he's a great bad guy. I get it. But to me, it feels like it should be Cody.
Yeah.
That's the one that turns. I just don't know if they'll do that because he is the QB1. He is the guy, the face of the company. But we've been seeing, you hear the boos sometimes with Cody. I do feel like he still is super duper over, super duper gets huge pops. He's a big time merchant. It's not like that has waned at all, but I do feel like we are approaching where creative for Cody has been kind of blah for a while.
Yeah.
And I think him being the one to turn on Randy would be a nice change of pace. And I do feel like we've seen younger, newer faces, Obafemi, Trick Williams, Javon. We've seen these younger guys come up on the roster where if you were to make a move like that, I do feel like you can kind of get to a point where like it's not a big hit from like that side of things of turning your big baby face heel, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like it should be Cody turning.
I think from a story standpoint, it makes the most sense for it to be Cody.
Yeah.
Because I mean, his entire story coming back to the WWE was, you know, I came back to reclaim this thing that I never won, that my father never won, and, you know, to rewrite the narrative on my family's legacy. And he's done that. I mean, what a 4-year run this guy's had. 2-time Royal Rumble winner, King of the Ring winner, 4 WrestleMania events to his name. This Crown Jewel champion. Like, this guy's done it. He's had a 4-year run. He's done everything to prove that he is everything he said he was when he went away and came back. But again, as I pointed out earlier, Punk told him, hey, winning it is one thing. You got there, you got to the top of the mountain, but to stay up there, to stay champion, that's when it gets tough. And I feel like they've been telling that story in a very jumbled and muddied way for the past year or two with Kevin Owens and Drew McIntyre, even the John Cena stuff. And this guy that you idolized was the guy that, you know, turned on you and humiliated you at WrestleMania when you really had the chance to just clobber this guy with the championship belt and just walk out as champion. You let Travis Scott get in the middle of this and all the rest of this stuff because you hesitated. And the same thing happened to you at Elimination Chamber. You got too lost in the sauce with Randy. You let Randy tell you to hit him with the crossroads, and when your back was turned, he did what he'll always do, and he took the chance to win. You've got to finally learn this lesson, Cody Rhodes. You're the guy at this point. He's got to turn heel. Like, story-wise, it makes all the sense in the world for him to turn heel. Like, everything up to this point, especially like the John Cena stuff from last year and him hesitating last year and what that meant. And you've also got a guy this year that's trying to go in and trying to set his sights on the same record as John Cena, trying to get his 15th world championship. Yeah, no. If you want to walk out of WrestleMania as champion, you've got to out Randy Orton. And the only way to do that is to turn heel.
Yep. I agree. And the stuff recently with Sami Zayn as well in the back, I think Cody's been leaning into. It just feels like that they're at least teasing it that's a possibility. I feel like with things that are happening, which I would hope they actually pull the trigger on it, Pluggo, if they were gonna. I mean, it's fine. Everybody will be fine.
Before I shout out to Jordan from Canada saying cheers, dudes. Thanks for the stream. 5-4 Rick Rhapsody. Thank you for tuning in. Cheers to you. Yeah, with the Cody stuff, it is at least like that edge he's been showing a little bit with Sammy stuff, and kind of like the cracks are starting to form. At least that's something different, right? Because it is kind of like I'm just going to keep. How many times can you finish a story, so to speak? Give us the hoorah for my dad's stuff. And like you said, Phil, it's Randy Orton. If anybody is going to pull the trigger, because you got this, you got the babyface Cody who's trying to stay on top. He's trying to have one of these runs. He's been doing it for 4 years, and the cracks are starting to form. Then you got Randy, who's at the end of his career, 15. He's looking at 15, trying to get into that. Possibly, he's going to tell the story. I'd love to break John Cena's record, right? Because he's getting to that point. So he's going to do whatever it takes, and something's going to have to come to a head. And I think right now that is the more intriguing of the two stories. If Cody does whatever it takes, whether it's heel or not, to win at WrestleMania, and then turns on the fans because they turned on him, because they're going to boo. So you're going to hear some boos when he wins at WrestleMania. So he might as well steer into the skid a little bit. And we've seen them turn John Cena heel, and then it is John Cena, so it's that. But they flipped the switch back to babyface. Like, you could do that with Cody if it isn't working, but I think it will work because, like JPJ said, there's plenty of other guys right now underneath that could fill that void, and you could try some things with after WrestleMania season. I would like to see it. I'm still apprehensive that they're actually going to do it though, because I'm sure those merch sales.
Yeah, but it's a different business. How long was Roman at the top as the top heel in the company, and he was still top merch seller?
Sure.
I get people being, hesitant because of the merch sales and the ovations he's getting, but man, there's still so much you can do with him as a heel, as a character. And I think the thing that they kind of stumbled into in this WrestleMania build, and I hope they do it if he does turn heel. Well, regardless if he turns heel, if Cody leaves WrestleMania as champion, you've got to do Jacob versus Cody sometime this year. That was throughout this entire build, I've been looking around this is a money match. When they did that backstage segment, it was more interesting than anything he had done with Drew.
Yeah, I agree.
Plus the hate that, to your point too, it's not like you said earlier with the Unreal stuff and the heel face thing doesn't really matter. We get it. Us big nerds at the wrestling table, we get it, right? We're not if Cody goes and does a Make-A-Wish thing, we're not he's supposed to be a heel. Why does he do it? We get it. So
yeah,
you got an opportunity to do it. I don't see what you want to make a moment. You've shown that you're about moments, and would be a moment, whether you have anything planned afterwards or not. It'd be a huge WrestleMania night one going, holy shit, Cody Rhodes turned heel night one of WrestleMania. Tune in tomorrow to see what we do to top that. Right?
Yeah. If this was me, I've seen a lot of people say, if he finally brings back the punt, because we saw the reaction to Randy Orton getting ready to punt Kevin Owens and how the crowd oohed and ahed.
Mm-hmm.
I would have Cody Rhodes punt this guy and crossroad to win the match. I think that's the way to do it. I think that's is going to get a huge reaction if he punts Randy Orton.
I like that.
And I think he
would
should
like that a lot.
Tease doing it early in the match and not do it. Still fight it, and then towards that end, and then he flips that switch. Because he can't put Randy away, and there's only one way to do it. I love it. I think that would be the way to go.
Yeah. I would love it. I think it should happen at Mania. I think it should happen for him to win the title.
Is there any world where Randy wins? Is there any world that Randy wins this thing?
It shouldn't be.
And then Cody turns heel?
Yeah, I don't think there should be. I think Cody should turn heel to retain.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
Retain. Yeah, that's at least how I feel like it should go. Whether it's he doesn't hesitate this time and he does something, whatever. What Phil just said, if he's the one, because there has been that punt talk. So if Cody's the one that ends up doing it, because everyone's like, oh, we want Randy to punt Cody, and Cody's like, oh, you do? F you. And he's the one that punts Randy. Oh,
yeah, and
some good shit.
And it doesn't have to be the usual heel turn of you people just didn't appreciate me as champion. Yeah. He could simply come back and say, listen, I've stood next to this guy as a heel at the top points in his career. I've watched this guy at the top points of his career do what he needed to do to win. Why are you mad at me? I just punted him before he did it to me.
Yeah, you knew he was going to do it. Yeah, exactly. And he could just the whole I want to stay on top of this, but that's what it took in this moment. If you guys think less of me, then so be it.
His whole point could be no, I did what I needed to do to remain champion, and if it meant beating him, no. We're this isn't like continuing to do the stuff from last year where I idolized Cena and I looked the other way because I saw him as a friend. I saw him as a mentor, all of these things. No, this ain't about this anymore. This is my time. He's had his time.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. How on earth do you have Gunther retire John Cena and retire AJ Styles and then not have any plans of what to do with him at WrestleMania? How does that happen?
Yeah, it seems like it's going to be the Rey Mysterio match at this point. I assume that's why they're doing the stuff with Dragon Lee and had him like disrespect Dragon Lee by ripping his mask off. I mean, like to me, coming out of the John Cena match and then retiring AJ Styles, I don't see why you didn't just have Gunther win the Rumble. It made a ton of sense.
Yeah,
but. I don't know. It feels like you got to do something big with him at WrestleMania, but it feels like it's just going to be the Rey Mysterio match. If I had any faith that they put him over Brock Lesnar, he should answer Brock Lesnar's challenge and he should beat Brock. But I don't think Brock is going to lose at WrestleMania, which is why I'm also hoping we're not doing this open match because I don't think Brock is going to lose.
And yeah, and that wanted to be not that I want to end by talking about Brock, but like that was my last thing was talking about Oba because. This guy he fought Rusev, you know, it was a fun little quick match, but you know, this guy is undeniably immediately over as like he should be like was Brock the fastest world champion of all time when he got to the main because I feel like Oba should be on that trajectory where he is basically it's undeniable when you look at him, you see everything about him. And they had Brock come out a couple weeks ago. He said, open challenge, we're doing this. And the crowd immediately is chanting, Oba, Oba. And immediately, I think us wrestling fans were like, yeah, but Oba would need to win that match.
Yes.
And you had the report come out that said, you know, the report came out that said that Heyman and Brock have basically let creative know that they feel like that he shouldn't lose until his retirement match when we assume will be SummerSlam and Mini. We assume. If that's the case, I think, first of all, nobody gives a shit about Brock Lesnar anymore. Sorry, guys.
That's like two matches because he doesn't wrestle that much.
That's fine.
But still, it's annoying, yeah.
The match at WrestleMania, it should be Oba, but Oba should beat him at WrestleMania. And then you do whatever you want. But if I agree with Phil, I don't think Brock's going to lose. And I don't know what that means because when I look at who's going to answer this thing, we've heard there's a LA Knight. Okay, well, that's kind of out of nowhere, and I have no interest in that, even though I like LA Knight, but I have no interest in that. You're going to run him and Seth again? Are we going to end up with him and Seth due to this attack of Heyman and what Seth's got? We've already seen that.
No.
How does that help Seth if Seth is going to lose to this guy?
No.
I mean, you could run Gunther, but you'd have to have Gunther lose, but then he'd lose. But then he could go, "I want your career." But that's so far down the line.
Yeah,
that would be silly to do it that early.
I think one of the things that's currently harming WWE is you could see the people that either don't want to lose or the company doesn't want them to lose, so they'll take them completely out of an equation, like. That's my big assumption as to why Oba wasn't in the Elimination Chamber match. Like, they just didn't want him to lose. Yeah. So they just didn't put him in the match.
Yeah.
And there's so many other situations where they'll take somebody out of here because it's like, I don't want them to lose here yet. I don't want them to lose to this person until we're ready to do this match down the line. And you're doing that with too many people that are over 40, man. Like, seriously, like, at this point, we should not be talking about Brock shouldn't lose until the end of his career. Nobody cares about this character. He came out and did that open challenge segment with Heyman, and it felt like we were back in 2015. Like, you've got to do something different. You've got to move on. You've got too many guys that you've brought up that your fan base is interested in, like Oba, like Trick. There's so many new and interesting talent. You cannot continue to be like, okay, well, Brock is the big WrestleMania match, and anybody that comes in, you got to continue to make him feel like the biggest deal in the world just for him to go away. Like,
Who's buying? That's the thing. Like, you bring Brock Lesnar in because you think you're going to get people to buy the pay-per-view because Brock's on it. Who's in 2026 going, I gotta see WrestleMania because Brock's doing an open challenge?
Nobody.
Like
maybe
a handful of people, but yeah, like to Phil's point, there's so many interesting up and coming talents that don't have room to breathe because that cap is at the top there is plugged up right now, and that's one of them where I just go like, take everything out of it if you want out of the, which you shouldn't, but all the stuff, if you just looked at it from a vacuum standpoint of like in 2026, who was Brock Lesnar? We've seen him 4 or 5 times over the last. Is he worth the money that you're pumping into him? You know, like if this was a sports team, you wouldn't pay Brock Lesnar all that. He wouldn't pay all that money for him to just show up a couple times a year. I don't think the return on investment is there when you've got guys like Obafemi that you can go, you know what?
Yeah,
have him do an open challenge and beat somebody big, you know.
And I think Javon is there, but when I specifically look at Trick Williams,
not enough adversity, man. He's got
and an Obafemi, like these two guys are ready to be in that discussion. Like they're so over, they're undeniable to me. And Javon is too, but it'll take a little bit longer for him, I think, like on a TV sense, but like. Oba and Trick are ready now. They're ready now. The fans want them now. It's clear. You're not going to be able to hide these guys from the world title picture like you did to Braun Breaker. Yeah. Like that, Braun Breaker should have beat Punk. I knew it wasn't gonna, but like you can't. I look at these two guys, and I look at Braun Breaker the same way. You can't keep these guys from the main event forever. No. Because you're stuck in your ways with your old. Like we get it. We get Roman. We get Punk. We get Raw. We get it. But like. These young guys should be going after those guys.
Yeah.
And those guys should, it's just, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, what you said earlier with Fletcher and MJF, the reason that segment works is because you can believe that MJF Fletcher is a plausible match. And you believe at this point that Fletcher is a potential future world champion. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that they've done the work on WWE side to make some of these younger guys feel credible in that way next to the 40-plus crowd and their established stars. And they've got to change that. And, I mean, I assume they're going to change it soon. I mean, Braun is going to get his crowning moment eventually. Mm-hmm. I just don't know why we had to wait for it, especially after some of the stuff you did with him last year. I have to assume with Seth coming back so quickly, they think Braun will be ready because – what other reason would you bring Seth back? I cannot believe you would bring this guy back to have a Logan Paul match at WrestleMania. You've already done that match. You for sure are not doing Austin Theory. So it's got to be to set up the Braun match. They got to be thinking that Braun's going to be ready because there's no other real opponent for Seth.
I thought Logan and Theory a couple weeks ago, it felt like they were heading towards the Usos.
I think they still can be.
They still could be, but that's where I felt they were going. And then,
but that's what I thought they were going to be doing. Yeah,
but I don't know. It's an interesting. They're in an interesting position right now in the WWE.
By the way, this was another thing I was hoping Punk said in his tirade towards the end when he's like, basically his young boys out here. I wanted him to say, "Hey, where are your belts at? Y'all out here talking to me about Roman and the rest of this stuff. Why y'all not defending y'all belts?"
Right.
Like, this is the second week in a row they came out and they did not have their belts. Aren't y'all the champions?
No.
Yep. Sure.
Well, it's because as soon as they beat who did they beat the last defense? Jimmy immediately was like, Jay, I want you to go in the chamber. I want you to main event WrestleMania. We're not even going to worry about these.
And then he wasn't actually supposed to make it to the chamber, but he accidentally had to because of the injury.
And then they haven't brought up the tag division
took him out anyway.
since.
Yeah.
And then he got injured, and we haven't even found out who took him out.
No, not yet. Not yet. And then WWE, everyone's like, oh, they do the masked man gimmick too much. They had 30 masked men doing the shuffle on Raw to start the show.
Lean into the skid, man.
Auntie Collins was in here earlier. She said she was there live because she was in Seattle where she lives. And she goes, I said it on Twitter. She goes, I wasn't lying. That was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Hilarious,
live.
Bro.
They were just shuffling around in there.
Even funnier, Swerve coming out on Wednesday doing his own mask reveal.
Oh, man. All right. That's good stuff. All right. Phil, want to thank you as always for joining us tonight. It's always a great time when you make the time for us, so we appreciate you a lot. So why don't you let the people know where they can find you and what you do every week and where you do it. Plug your stuff, my man.
You can find me every Saturday at noon Eastern on Fightful's YouTube channel, hosting Rhapsody with Righteous Reg. We will be back this Saturday previewing Revolution. If you have not got enough of my takes previewing this show, I'll be previewing it again on Saturday, and then we're going to review it on our YouTube channel on Monday. I don't know, probably have some other stuff coming up that I'm forgetting about. But yeah, subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. It's just Grapsody on YouTube.
Love it. Pluggo.
Go watch Grapsody because he's going to
Yeah.
give you completely different takes than he gave you here. Throw you guys completely off the scent so you don't know what he's thinking. Go.
Nah, I'm just going to show up Saturday and be like, nah, MJF is losing.
Yeah.
Stats winning, MJF's losing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Just completely flip the script. But I'm Pluggo. You search Pluggo. My face pops up. I'm on all social media platforms as Pluggo. This gentleman and I do this show every Thursday night. To those that are new in the chat, if you want more from what we got going, go to @B2Beards on all social media platforms to figure out what we got coming up as WrestleMania season ramps up. There is no for exposure for me this weekend. Blair has some commentary gigs he's got to do, so we're going to take the weekend off. But @For Exposure Pod if you want our takes on the world of independent wrestling. And yeah, that's all I got this week. I got a light week this week, my friends.
Hey,
It's nice. It's not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, right. You can follow me, JPJ Loves Gaming, on all social media platforms. He told you where you can find me every Thursday night. On Sunday afternoons at noon Eastern on Fightful Overbooked, me and Auntie Collins have Coast to Coast, where we talk about wrestling. We will also be previewing Revolution on Sunday, so I will be doing the double dip. I'll be doing the double dip as well this week, and we'll be, we talk a little bit. We'll be talking some Oscar talk, some movies talk, pulling for Sinners big time on Sunday evening. What great movie! But I'm pulling for them. But we'll be talking some Academy Awards, some WBC, World Baseball Classic, and all that fun stuff as well. And then Wednesday nights after Dynamite on bodyslam.net, Dynamite up with Jose on the air. And then if you follow me on Twitch here, MLB The Show comes out in just under 2 hours at midnight. So I am going to be in this office playing that game until basically Revolution.
Phil, I might need you to talk to me, Phil, for the next 3 days.
Yeah, I am going to be incommunicado, grinding away because I am a child inside this old man's body. But that is going to be me.
So Phil, if I blow up your DMs too much, I'm sorry. I'm just lonely.
Yeah, there it is. But Phil, thank you as always. We appreciate you a lot, my friend. Thank you to everybody in the chat tonight. That was a fun time. Everyone enjoy Revolution, enjoy the weekend, and we will see you here next Thursday. Till then, y'all know the drill. Say hi to Sue. Peace out.
Hi, Sue.
Hey there, Plugo and JPJ. It's Trent's mom, Sue, and I have a bone to pick with you. So, I understand that you guys are being real idiots and spending your entire monthly budget. You've got to be kidding me. This is not the way to be when you're trying to run a business. Your boss, Spencer, is really pissed off at you. I'm pissed off at you. You have some nerve. Get a grip. You have to control yourself. You can't just go out and spend all the money that you're making, you two beards guys. Oh no, this is coming out so stupid. Anyway, behave yourselves, or I'm gonna cut you off from watching AEW. You're no longer gonna get to know, be able to meet my son. What? Or me. I'm sorry, this is like, I don't know. Anyway, thanks so much for being fans. Watch yourselves. Knock it off.